Hey guys, Jeff Baxter here, and in today's video, I'm going to talk about how to attract high-ticket consulting clients that will pay you upwards of $5, $10, $15, $20,000 for your products or services. Where do you find these clients at? How do you attract them? And that's exactly what we're going to talk about in today's video. So with that being said, let's get into the training. All right, so the first step is to look at your end goal. Now, since we're talking about high-ticket sales, your goal should be to sell products or services at a minimum of $1,000. So what I'm going to do here is just put 1K plus, and this will stand for $1,000 or more. And the question is, how do you attract people who will pay you this kind of money? And more specifically, how do you attract cold leads that will hand you $1,000, $5,000, $10,000, upwards of $20,000 within 24 hours of knowing who you are? All right, so here's the exact step-by-step process that I follow and that plenty of my students follow in order to turn cold leads into high-paying coaching or consulting or service-based clients. All right, so it starts out with a paid advertorial. And always remember that paid ads is going to instantly, automatically increase your credibility because, people see that you're willing to spend money in order to get your message in front of them. All right. And so what I do is I use, Facebook ads or Google AdWords, Instagram ads, actually, all of them, in order to get traffic to a webinar registration page. All right. Now, the reason why I'm so big on webinars is because that's the fastest way to build up trust, credibility. People buy from those that they know, like, and trust. I want you guys to write that down. And, the fastest way in order to build up that trust is via a 45-minute, upwards of an hour and a half presentation. Okay, so most people think that you have to go through this long pruning process of sending out a bunch of free content, writing a bunch of blog posts, or just making a bunch of free videos in order to build up that trust with people. But actually, you don't. You can't do that. Some of my best clients have come from that whole ascension business model, but it's not necessary. Okay, this is the fastest way in order to turn a cold lead into a high-paying client, is getting them to a, like I said, 45-minute, upwards of an hour and a half webinar presentation. All right, so starts out with you getting them to your webinar registration page first. So I'm just put WR here for webinar registration, and on this page here, you're just calling out who your potential client is. You're letting them know exactly what you're going to be talking about on your webinar, what they're going to learn, and that way you have the most qualified people attending your webinar. So let me show you guys something. This is one of my pages here. 1 second. All right, so this is one of my my registration pages, and as you guys can see, this is it's very professional, at least in my opinion, and it's a custom design. So always remember that you have one time to make a first impression. Okay, and of course, you can use these cookie cutter templates that you get with a lot of these website builders, but I prefer to just hire a designer, somebody that's really good at what they do, and that way I can stand out in the marketplace, because you have a lot of people that are going to be doing the same thing that you're going to be doing, so you might as well try to try your best to stand out. So as you can see, a very professional design here. I'm calling out exactly who I want to attend my webinar. I'm letting them know exactly what I'm going to be talking about. So a free masterclass reveals how to turn your knowledge into a full-time high-ticket consulting business using my 3-step system. So, just with this headline here, I'm not going to be attracting, bums, people who are just looking for, some type of get-rich-quick scheme, people who are looking to make $1 million by next month. Okay, no, I'm attracting professionals, okay, people who have an existing expertise, people who have, knowledge in a certain area, and they want to leverage those skill sets that they have. All right. And so by the time they read this headline here and, check out my bullet points, they go ahead and select a date and time in order to register for my webinar. And about 50% or so will actually show up for the webinar itself. Okay. So I'm gonna just draw this box here. Okay. And I'm just going to put WA for webinar attendees. And just depending on how you want to sell, some people prefer to get webinar attendees on the phone, after they attend the webinar. Some people, prefer to sell directly on the webinar. Me personally, I do both. Okay. As of right now, what we're doing is we're getting people to the webinar and we're selling directly on the webinar. Now that way we can go ahead and get those, the hot clients, people who are just ready to buy right now. And then afterwards, what we're doing is just retargeting. Okay, retargeting with a free strategy session. All right, so once again, just so you guys aren't confused, so webinar attendees, about 20% or so will actually watch the webinar all the way until the end. Okay, and I'd say about 5% of total attendees will actually buy the product. Okay, so if I had, let's say, 1,000 people that registered for my webinar here, and I got 500 to show up. Okay, out of those 500 attendees, 5% will actually buy my product at a minimum of $1,000. All right. All right. So that would give me 25 sales, and we're just going to say that I'm selling my product at $1,000. So that's $25,000. And let's say that it costs me about, we'll say $7 per webinar registrant. So that means I made $25,000, but I spent $7,000 in order to make that money. So that gives me 25,000 minus 7. So that's an $18,000 profit. Okay. So pretty much this is pretty much what we're doing with our paid advertising campaigns. Like I said, just getting people to a webinar, and on this webinar, we're educating them for a good 45 minutes, upwards of an hour and a half, and then we're closing them right on the webinar. This is with cold traffic, cold leads, people that have never heard of us before. So this is one way to skin the cat. Like I always tell my students, I mean, there's more than one way to skin a cat, but as of right now, this is what's working for us. All right. So this is how you attract these kind of clients here, getting people to a solid presentation. And maybe in another video, I'll talk about, how you want to structure your webinar in order to have a pretty solid conversion rate like this here. And this is with an automated webinar. Now on live calls, I mean, normally we're converting like 20-30% because it's a tad bit different whenever you're able to call out people's names and answer their questions personally. So, those conversion rates go up. But, with automated webinars, about a 5% or so conversion rate is industry average. So, yeah, there you guys have it. And if you guys have any questions, just let me know. All right, so hopefully you enjoyed today's training video. And if so, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And also, what I'm going to do every single week is choose one person that comments on any of my videos and send some money directly to your PayPal. All right, so the more videos you comment on, the higher chance you have of winning that cash. So be sure to comment. Okay, even if it's just a simple, hey, Jeff, I enjoyed the video. It doesn't have to be anything long and drawn out. Just let me know that you enjoyed the content. All right. So with that being said, talk to you soon, and God bless.